Who among us has never dreamed of being the main character, standing at the podium with the whole world hanging on our every word? That dream is so beautiful until reality douses it with a cold splash. Voicelyft freezes, cold sweat running down his spine. The projector shows no words. The microphone screeches like a saw cutting wood. The whole class is silent, but their eyes seem to scream, "Hey, you're so funny." The lecturer glances at the clock, probably thinking, "How long do you plan to statue there?" "And you just want to disappear into the ground immediately." A female student giggles. The lecturer looks at the countdown clock. 3 nights ago, Voicelyft's rented room turned into a stage, like an amateur recording studio. A super dedicated version. The mirror was an unwilling audience, while he shouted his presentation like a washed-up singer fighting to make a comeback. His voice echoed through the whole row of rooms. Slides were adjusted pixel by pixel. He practiced until he lost his voice. Every time he typed, his heart pounded, hoping for the moment to shine like an idol on stage. The only difference was, idols don't have huge glaring font errors like that. At 3 a.m., the rented room was lit by the laptop screen. Voicelyft murmured, "Beautiful slides, good voice, definitely will." Then suddenly stopped, sighed. Am I performing just for myself? Early in the morning, it was drizzling rain, just enough to wet your shirt, but not enough to justify pulling out an umbrella. Voicelyft hugged the milk tea bag as if holding on to his entire fate, as if holding on to the hope of being forgiven for pushing him to be the lead actor. He wanted to thank the group for letting him be the main presenter. Wet face, sticky hair, but a smile as bright as the sun shining through the leaves. One friend received the tea and murmured, "Should I say thank you or sorry here?" This morning, Voicelyft walked amidst the roaring motorbikes, in his mind, remembering what his mother said. "If you fall, then fall, but fall gracefully. Got it, my child." Each drizzle drop fell, his heart rippling like the surface of Guang Lake. But each step remained firm, still moving forward, as if wanting to tell the whole world, "Yesterday the slide failed. Today I still keep going." That is the imagined confidence before the storm. This is the moment when the dream of giving a speech turns into a horror movie. The slide shows fonts like alien characters, as if the computer is pouting and refusing to cooperate. The microphone screeches like a wild cat crying for help, startling the whole class. Voicelyft stammers, trembling, speaking in a quivering voice as if about to cry. The lecturer frowns as if solving a super difficult quartic equation. The whole class murmurs like a marketplace. Then the teacher declares, "Go back to your seat." It was like a bucket of cold water poured straight onto pride. The microphone screeches. Voicelyft tries to speak, but the voice shatters. A silent cough. He suddenly realizes the scariest thing is not the font error or the text, but the silence. The bathroom at Bach Core School, a refuge for broken hearts with the familiar smell of bleach, a place we never expected to be a support. Voicelyft sat on the floor in the corner, hiding there like a superhero, temporarily losing their superpowers, curling up in a corner. He leaned against the cold wall, eyes red as if he had just watched the final episode of a Korean drama, pale and lifeless. He didn't cry loudly, just even breathing was choking, as if someone was squeezing his heart. This is a place for hearts that are in need of a pause, needing to be held together so they don't shatter. In the moment when self-esteem is torn into pieces smaller than scraps of paper, the phone vibrates softly, rings quietly. The screen shows the word "Mom." A message appears. "Have you finished the exam yet, dear? It's cold. Dress warmly." That is Mom, someone who doesn't know what has happened, but always comes at the right time, like a comforting miracle. Voicelyft tightly holds the phone, reads the message, hands clenched, heart tightening even more. Eyes sting. But he doesn't reply, afraid that Mom will worry, afraid that Mom will see him as weak and a failure. Voicelyft smiles crookedly. I'm cold because I'm embarrassed. When Voicelyft thought he was about to disappear from embarrassment, Albert appeared like a superhero without a cape, like a savior who didn't say much. No empty philosophy, no long-winded moralizing, just handed him a cup of hot tea, the warmth passing through his hand. If you fall, how do you stand up cool, my friend? Voicelyft smiled with tears in his eyes, but seeing Albert, he felt less bruised. For the first time that day, he felt his heart warm. That night, instead of lying around watching TikTok, instead of watching movies or lying there lamenting his fate, Voicelyft opened Word, typed as if pouring out his heart without any concealment or embellishment. I am Voicelyft, and this is the first time life has beaten me down. The simple sentence contained a whole sky of mixed emotions, from shame to determination to lift himself up. He typed as if rewriting the script for himself, from a supporting role to a true leading role. A brand new diary, smelling of fresh paper. Voicelyft writes, with shaky handwriting. They say failure is the mother of success, but this mother is too strict. It hurts badly and is so embarrassing. Could it be that this mother will abandon me? A tear falls right on the word success, as if reminding him that though it hurts, he must keep writing. To prepare for a grand comeback without embarrassing himself like last time, Voicelyft stood in front of the mirror, his hand gesturing as if speaking to an imagined crowd. His voice fluctuated between low and high tones, practicing how to proactively face embarrassment. Hello, everyone. I'm Voicelyft, and I used to be mortified with embarrassment, but now it's better. He told himself as if daring the entire universe not to laugh anymore. The next morning, Voicelyft entered the academic office like a warrior, returning after a defeat, taking a deep breath. He was no longer the trembling boy from the day before. Teacher, please give me a second chance so I can overcome my own fear and prove that I can do it, he said. His words were both determined and slightly self-mocking, showing that he was no longer weighed down by shame. His eyes were bright as if he had just had 3 cups of coffee. No slides, no microphone, no support team, nor grand background music. Only Voicelyft, a bamboo basket woven by my mother, and a pounding heart. You stand there alone under the soft yellow light. This basket my mother wove. It's not just a basket, but the first lesson in patience, in meticulousness, and in never giving up. Even if a strip breaks, you have to fix it properly. The whole class fell silent, this time not to laugh. My mother took 3 months to weave this basket. I used to think, why not just buy one at the market? You smiled, your voice choked. Now I understand. Patience is the most beautiful thing that cannot be rushed. After a minute of tense but emotional silence, the teacher smiled warmly and said, skills can be trained, but the heart, today you taught me. No one is born talented right away, but sincerity. Today you have taught me a valuable lesson. The whole class applauded, softly, but enough for Voicelyft to know they had just won a big battle. The whole school has left, most of the lights are off. A single flickering bulb at the end of the library, like a small light in the darkness. Voicelyft sat there, sitting alone, busily writing in his diary as if chatting with himself, seriously like a philosopher. Failure is not about losing, but about understanding who you are, realizing how inexperienced you still are, and how much more you need to learn. he muttered. Ping, ping. Message from Rise Quent. The bamboo basket is awesome. Shall we continue, my friend? The bamboo basket article is very good. This time there are no font errors. It's perfect. Shall we continue? Albert added. Just now I saw Voicelyft is really cool. No longer a draft. Voicelyft looked at the screen and wanted to shout, "Oh, life, thank you for giving me this opportunity. Thank you, friends, for not abandoning me." The video was sent back to the hometown. Mom sat by the firewood stove, opened the old phone to watch, where the faint smell of smoke still lingered. Mom watched, smiling and wiping her eyes. No need to say anything. Her eyes said it all. My child has grown up. Even falling looks cool. Just by looking, you can understand that your child has grown up, not only in age, but also in spirit. That is the simplest, yet deepest happiness. Group study time. Voicelyft feels like it's been supercharged. No more sitting withdrawn or avoiding. He divides tasks as quickly as dealing cards, proactively sharing parts, giving enthusiastic feedback on each specific topic, making the whole group surprised. Before the teacher arrives, he's already ready. Before the group asks, he already has solutions. Truly, failure is the mother of success, and this mother teaches him to grow up quickly. I used to be afraid of being seen, afraid the whole world would know I had failed, afraid of being seen as weak, as inadequate, as shameful. But then I understood. Only when you dare to reveal your scars can people see your heart. But then I realized, when you dare to expose your wounds, dare to show your imperfections, people can see your heart, see your sincerity and resilience. Voicelyft wrote in a diary, as if sending a message to his past self, a word of comfort and encouragement. If you are ashamed of a scar, show it off, because it is proof that you dare to live authentically. A young eagle flies through the rain, its wings heavy, feathers soaked, but its eyes remain sharp as a razor blade, as if saying, falling is to gain momentum, not to lie down forever. Looking straight ahead, who says falling is weakness? Sometimes it is the run-up to soar higher, stronger, like that eagle. It understands. The wind is not the enemy, but the second pair of wings. If you have ever fallen flat on your face, felt so embarrassed that you wanted to crawl into the ground, then congratulations. You are growing every day. You are maturing. Just keep falling, then stand up in a truly proud way. Comment now. I have fallen before, if you understand that feeling. Subscribe to the Voicelyft channel. Episode 4. The stranger named Rise Quent will make you laugh through tears and find your teammates. Rise Quent will teach you, make friends with your worst enemy, yourself.